What is going on, peeps? Okay, so let's first get out all the unpleasantries. I'm not an attorney, tax advisor, or financial advisor. Please consult with real professionals. The following is my opinion and my opinion only, based on my own research. I will share the information I find with you and will encourage you to read or listen to the information so that you can form your own opinion. All right, you guys, and as a quick reminder for those who don't know, I do have a Facebook group with the same name as my YouTube channel, Pimpy's Investment Chat. I will leave a link in the description. Come join us. It's free to join, and there's a lot of information that is shared in here. If you have any questions, post a question. There are a lot of knowledgeable people as well that can answer your questions if I can't get to it directly myself. We talk about things in here, anything from foreign currencies such as the Vietnam Dong, the Iraqi dinar, as well as gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, and other items of interest. All right, you guys, so come join us. All right, it's free. I'll leave a link in the description. All right, so let's get into what's going on in Vietnam. So look at this. The PM calls for greater efforts to achieve growth of over 5% for the year, which is really kicking butt. You know how here in America, we get happy if we get 3%. And these people are toiling around with 5%, and in some cases even higher. So the Prime Minister, Phuc, announced the targets at a meeting with businesses on Saturday that was connected to 93 venues in provinces and cities across the country, as well as ministries and sectors. It was also broadcasted live on Vietnam TV. Okay, Viet freaking Nam, man. Nobody ever says what that movie is. Can you know that one? To that end, the PM ordered focusing on attracting investments from domestic economical sectors, firstly the private sector, and foreign direct investment, stepping up exports, promoting public capital disbursements, and encouraging domestic consumption. Okay, so look, we already talked about this a million times. What I'm looking for is the Vietnam's economy to continue to grow. As it grows, of course, their dollar gains in strength, and we're going to go over that here in a minute because that's one of the articles. And their dollar will gain in strength against the U.S. dollar. As you know, that every time there is a huge crisis around the world, pandemic or economical crisis, usually what happens is a lot of countries will fall back on the U.S. dollar. So that's why you see the Federal Reserve pumping out money like it's candy and giving it to everybody to make sure that they're liquid across the world. So what happens when you come out of a crisis? Well, the need for that dollar starts to shrink. So the value of the U.S. dollar starts to retract. And what's that mean for your local currencies in Vietnam and other countries? Well, then they start to gain strength on the U.S. dollar. And so therefore, their currency values will increase. Okay, so that's the kind of thing we are looking for. And again, Vietnam is doing a great job. I told you guys this is a country that I'm interested in investing in long term. There is a mutual fund that I talk about called a VMN or the VNM. Yeah. So anyways, it's the only one that I'm aware of for Vietnam. And they do cover a lot of different sectors that are very, very interesting. Okay, so anyways, the PM already knows, look, they had an outstanding first quarter of the year. There are some parts of the industry that did take a hit. But considering all things, Vietnam's first quarter did phenomenal. They did really, really good. So you can only imagine what's going to happen when these, quarantine, it's ending for everybody. You can see markets are starting to climb up, and we haven't even really fully recovered or come out of coronavirus yet. So if you look at the U.S. stock market, you can see on my stock watch programs that stock markets are starting to really make a run. Okay, so don't be surprised if, again, Vietnam's currency starts to gain in value. Cashew exports expected to recover strongly after pandemic. Okay, of course. Most of these industries are going to recover after pandemic. But the cashew industry will still have to lower its export targets of 4 billion USD for this year. According to the Ministry of Agriculture or Rural Development, exports shipped 86,000 tons of nuts in the first 3 months of the year. 609 million USDs, down 4.7% their value. Okay, so look, again, even with some countries opening up, there are other countries that are still refusing to open up. And in fact, in other countries, the pandemic started to spread once again. So we'll see what's happening, which is definitely curious. I think Thailand was the country that now has, 25 days without a new case. So whatever they're doing over there, it was effective. But it's, these areas around the South China Sea are all doing pretty good. So Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, same countries always talk about that kick butt. They're all doing very good despite the coronavirus. As a matter of fact, they're doing very well at whipping the coronavirus's tuchus. All right, you guys? So, all right, so let's get into the other part that I was talking about. Look at this. Greenbacks cool pressure on the VND US dollar rate exchange. As the dollar price has decreased, this is what I'm talking about, as people come out of quarantine and the need for the US dollar decreases and the value of the US dollar decreases its power, then local currencies will increase, okay? So as the dollar has decreased in international markets, the official exchange rate announced by the State Bank of Vietnam and dollar market price has also decreased slightly. The dollar price is down. The official exchange rate as of last week reaches 23,272 per $1 US. So that's how many Vietnam Dong dollars you could get for just $1 US. Okay? At the end of last week's trading session, the highest ever. Okay? However, on April 28th, the official exchange rate decreased by 10 Vietnam dollars for every $1 and another $5 the following day. Okay, so the dollar price quotes by commercial banks fall and rise with the official exchange rates. Banks buy dollars at Vietnamese 23,340 to 350 per dollar and sell it at about $200 increase is what it looks like. Analysts said the dollar depreciation in Vietnam after its depreciation in the world market. This is what I'm talking about. So as people and countries recover from the coronavirus, you will see, in my opinion, a depreciation in the US dollar as countries, no longer need the security of the US dollar. Like I said, most of the time when you see major crises, everybody falls back on the US dollar because it is one of the strongest currencies out there. Analysts said the dollar depreciation in Vietnam after its depreciation in the world market. Investors think that the bailout launched by the U.S. and the QE packages by the Fed may put pressure on our U.S. inflation. So we will see that. Okay? That's us here. So let's hope that one of the resolutions is a global currency reset. All right. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of articles where people are talking about debt forgiveness as well as changes in exchange rates and moving back to the gold standard. These are the types of things we are looking for because it will increase the rates of those individuals who are manipulating their currencies and those individuals whose currency was devalued for one official reason or another. Moreover, the figures about the U.S. economy made publicly recently are less satisfactory, especially figures about retail revenue, industrial productions and services. While we know we're in lockdown and, there's the blue states are refusing to open. The red states are starting to open. There's a lot of turmoil here in the United States. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but Elon Musk is on a tear. He is so pissed off with the governor in California that he is now moving Tesla out of Fremont, California, because they refuse to let people go back to work. I support you, Elon. Make your move, my bud. He's looking to go into a red state, most likely Texas. The official exchange rate has increased per dollar so far this year, which is about 0.44%. Meanwhile, banks' buying price has increased, which is about 1.34%. Okay? So basically, look at here. Though the greenbacks price has decreased slightly, the pressure on the Dong dollar exchange rate still exists. So of course they do. We know why. They've been manipulating their currencies, okay? And the fact that Vietnam is doing really good. Despite the Rona, the dollar in the international market is still traded around the 100-point threshold, the highest level in the last 3 years. But it's not going to stay there, all right? As the United States tries to recover from their own economical turmoil, some of these countries really didn't get hit that hard. Vietnam did not get hit that hard. So as their economy continues to boomerang and get stronger, and if we have a slow recovery, you can expect other currencies to gain in value against ours. What does that mean, Pimpy? That means that the Vietnam Dong rate is going to have to increase. They're already on the currency manipulation list, and we know the new rates coming out, or the new list is supposed to come out this month. Now, I did read the article that somebody suggested that Trump might not be too focused on what's going on with currency manipulations due to the fact that we're in the middle of battling the Rona. But we'll see. We'll see. I think Trump's the kind of guy, when it comes to things like that, he does not play around. All right, you guys. So look, Vietnam, no surprise. I'm sure Vietnam's not the only currency that is gaining on value against the U.S. dollar. This is only going to add to the pressure and add in the fact that they were manipulating their currency. Let's see what happens over the next, few weeks here, because Vietnam's going to have to do something, especially if the United States continues to try to stay shut down. As you know, the Democrats' goal is to keep it shut down all the way through the election, so they're going to force people to do mail-in ballots. That's not going to swing here, but we'll see. All right, you guys? So, as a reminder, as always, if you like the content, please like and share the video. It does help out the channel. And subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. All right, so, and again, if you're not in our Facebook group, please come join us. There is a link in the description. It's free to join. A lot of information in there. All righty, talk to you guys later. Bye.